Good morning, dear hearts. We are on lesson 250, and I've been in negotiations with Buster to make some appearances, but instead he chose to go to sleep today. So maybe next time. But we are on lesson 250. We are at the completion of another section of part 2 of the workbook, another special, relevant, central thought of what is the world we have completed today. And we complete this section with, let me not see myself as limited. And what does that have to do with what is the world? Well, this world, as we began with this special relevant thought, is a world of false perception. And so let me not see myself as limited, because that would be a false perception. I would be seeing myself, perceiving myself as being part of a limited world. I would not be seeing the truth, the light within me. And if I'm not seeing it within me, I'm certainly not seeing it within you. I must have it to give it. Every year as I do these lessons, and this is the 4th time, I look at them and I try to see them in another way to explain it. And today, as I read today's lesson and prepared, I saw this as, what if I'm actually just looking in the mirror at myself? But what I want to do when I'm looking is to see the child of God, the Son of God in that mirror, for that to be the reflection back to me. And the first part of the lesson begins with, let me behold the Son of God today and witness to his glory. So let me look in that mirror and see the glory, the truth of who this child of God really is. Let me not try to obscure the holy light in him and see his strength diminished and reduced to frailty, nor perceive the lacks in him with which I would attack his sovereignty. Now, or hers. We had in part 1 of the workbook, lesson 78. And lesson 78 was, let miracles replace all grievances. If I'm seeing that child of God as frail, that's a grievance, because that means I'm really seeing myself that way. But this lesson, 78, was one of those lessons that we had where we are to look at another child of God in our mind. And I love when it says, you know the one to choose. His name has crossed your mind already, and he will be the one of whom we ask God's Son to be shown to you. So we're looking in our mind at someone that we know, and our exercise is to see them as we usually see them, but now to see the light within them, have them come to us, and now we will see the glory in them. We will see their sovereignty. We will see them as they really are. Now, with today's lesson, I do that for myself. I look at myself, and there is that child of God. Because one child is every child. One son is every son. And so whereas in the past I may have projected outward and seen a different visage, a different face, today I see my own. And in my own reflection, I see the child of God. And let me not limit that child. Let me not limit that child. Let me not impose on that child all the grievances and the judgments that I have in the past so readily done. So let me behold that child of God today, that Son of God, and witness to his glory. The second part of today's lesson is the prayer, and it says, he is your son, my Father, that one I'm looking at. He is your son. And today I would behold his gentleness instead of my illusions from this world of illusions that I have thrown towards that child. It's like a boomerang. I throw it out, but it's always going to come back to me because the thought doesn't leave its source. that boomerang didn't leave its source. It always comes, it always returns. I would behold his gentleness instead of my illusions. He is what I am. And as I see him, so I see myself. Today I would see truly, and that this day may at last identify with him. That finally today, as I leave the illusions of this false perceived world, because now I will see my brother as myself, that child of God as who I am as well. And just for the moment to go back to lesson 78, because there is a beautiful prayer in it that speaks exactly to today's lesson, because remember, this is a very repetitive course. We will find these lessons over and over again. And the prayer says, "Let me behold my Savior in this one you have appointed as the one for me to ask to lead me to the holy light in which he stands, that I may join with him." So let us join together. Let us see ourselves as unlimited. Let me see my brother as unlimited. Let me see my brother and myself in the glory and the light that my Father has given to both of us to share and to extend to everyone and everything. So that's it for today. I hope it helped. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment. Please pray for the light for everyone, that it comes to our mind, and then with whatever we have received, all we want to do is extend it to everyone else. All of the sonship. Namaste.